Welcome back to another Bag Talk session where we get real intimate with that spiritual bag within. I am your host, Tara Chantel. I am so excited. I got my brother Jay Scott in the building. Okay.
How you doing?
Oh my, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm just so excited that you are in this session with me today. I know we about to talk about God, but also just everything you do in filmmaking overall, from editing to drone operating. You operate the drone out here.
I just got one of those. So yeah.
Wow, acting, I said editing. It's just like, it's so many elements. How do we begin?
Where you want to start from? We can start from wherever. We can start from the beginning. We can start from the middle. We can.
Yeah, tell us what inspired the journey.
What inspired the journey? Okay, so I started off acting. That was my passion. And I was in undergrad at Central State University, and I just ran for Mr. Central State and lost to one of my good friends. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. So it was like I was running for that because I knew a lot of people. I was the person who always dressed up and looked nice, so I had the part, and I was very, outspoken, I was intelligent, so I knew, I had the role, but it wasn't what God wanted me to do, because if I would have won, I wouldn't be where I am today. Honestly, I wouldn't have went into film, because I was before film. It wasn't since I was younger, I wanted to be a filmmaker and grew up, it wasn't, I love movies, but it was never anything like that. So I lost. And then that summer, going into my senior year, a lot of my friends, we were actors, and we were like, let's create a web series. This was 2014. Let's create a web series about life on a yard, on HBCU. So we wrote the whole thing, and then we were like, nobody has a camera to shoot this thing. We got to get somebody to shoot it. So I just bought a camera, off of Amazon, and then started shooting, taught myself how to edit. Final Cut Pro, it just came out. I got the little the free trial for 30 days, and put it on all our computers in the lab, so I can have it for the rest of the year, and just sat there and just taught myself how to edit. Did some music video for some friends, ended up doing a documentary for the school, and they used that to bring in incoming freshmen from high school, stuff like that. And I sent that in to grad school, and I got in as a director. Wow. So that's where everything started, because I was going to go there, and I was like, well, I've been to different schools, I can go there and transfer to acting. And went there, was in the acting class, and the teacher was like, you're great, but why are you not an acting major? I was like, I'm a directing major, but I'm switching. She was like, no, stick with that. She was like, learn both sides of the camera. I was like, okay, stuck with that, and the rest is kind of history.
It's up from there. Yeah. That's incredible, just the journey, how the segue into God and how you listen and being obedient. So how do you handle losses and rejection like that? Because when you thought that was your route to go, how do you take rejection, especially acting? Because just with the roles and handling that process.
Well, at that point in time, I didn't really know how to take loss and rejection. So my mom came and brought me food and gave me a kiss and so
Honestly.
But I've learned that everything happens for a reason. And at the time, or at that point in time, it hurts, and you kind of got to go through it. You want to bottle it up, but after a while, you just kind of realize that you got to tell yourself that everything happens for a reason, and that if I lost this, or this didn't happen, or this door didn't open, then it's something bigger. God has something bigger and better. So you just got to trust the process and trust where you are.
Wow, we were just talking about trusting the process, especially when other people don't see your vision now.
Exactly.
When you being a visionary leader, how you saw the vision that God has placed in you, and when you come around that, especially with the lack of support, how do you handle that as well? What encouraging words do you tell yourself to just keep going even when you don't see the harvest just yet?
That's deep.
Oh yeah, we taking it there. We getting real.
No, because I'm just thinking about what do I tell? I mean, I tell myself a lot of stuff to keep going and just keep pushing. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I do some other stuff to take my mind off things. Sometimes I just kind of got to sit there and really think about, okay, what did I do and how can I make things better? How can I grow from this? What am I trying to, or what is God trying to teach me from the situation? And then Yeah, just.
I love that you just let it out. I'm the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the same way.
I'm very emotional. Like the people that really know me, like, I'm very emotional. And because I was raised by a single mother, and I'm just very emotional in a different way. So I'm an empath. I feel, you know what I'm saying? I feel a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's great with acting because you can bring that out.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's just like, just in general, like sometimes I'll be listening to music and I'll just start, you know what I'm saying, crying. Like, why am I'm about to go in like to a meeting. They're gonna think I'm like, I just smoked before I came in here. Why I can't be like, I was crying in the car. Like, for what? Like,
right.
I just heard a song and it reminded me of like 2 years ago when I was like,
it just be hitting you like that. But what do you think about the stigma about how black men are not supposed to cry?
That's a horrible message that we are sending to young men in this era because they think they have to be so hard. And a lot of times people, and that's why people smoke weed, that's why people like drink and do all types of other stuff because they have so much bottled in and like that's their escape and that's the way that they have to process or let stuff out because if they don't know any other way. So if they don't, then it might lead to violence. I'm lead because nobody really taught them like you can cry, my nigga. Like it's okay to let that out and cry. Like but at the same time, if they weren't raised that way, if they're around people who so-called friends or their boys or they niggas or whatever like that who I wouldn't say appreciate it but don't understand it or don't do it themselves. So if they do cry, then niggas they like, why you crying? Or they start laughing at them, then it's like, I'm not about to do that in front of my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if they had more people around them who would be like, dude, it's okay, like let it out, or I'm here, like what's going on, or let's talk.
Yes.
People will let it out more. And then a lot of stuff will get handled. So yeah, that stigma of men shouldn't cry or they're weak if they do cry, like that's BS to the max.
I'm trying to tell you how you just hit it on the head about that's why people go towards drugs, alcoholism, just materialism overall because they're trying to fill a void because they're not in touch with their feelings. Because if you are in touch with your feelings, now you can be vulnerable. And I love that you express vulnerability. Does that give you strength? Like, what does that give you overall?
What does vulnerability give me overall? I think it gives me strength at times. I think it's good. I was gonna say it's good and bad, but I wouldn't say it's bad. Yeah. I think it's healing. But it's nurturing because then you can understand other people. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times or a lot of things that we go through are not for us anyway. Like God puts us through situations for other people because He knows that, okay, I've given you enough strength to handle that, or you've gone through stuff where you can handle this, but this isn't for you because if I would have gave it to this person, they might not be able to handle it.
Wow.
So I'm going to give it to you, and then you can go through it and get through it, and then that person that's about to go through it or that maybe shouldn't be going through it, you can give them that encouraging word or give them your testimony, and that's going to change their life.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. Like, just being that vessel for God and living in your purpose. How did you identify your purpose?
How to identify my purpose?
Yeah.
I don't know if I wouldn't say if I ever did because I know my purpose as far as like storytelling and just helping people. Like that's really one of the things that I love to do is helping people, seeing people smile, like doing stuff for people that really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this example. I've given money to homeless people, and there's two different types. You have the people who just want money, and it's like they're like, I want food or like that, and you give it to them, and you can feel good. You're just like, all right, whatever, that's cool. Like you help them. But then there's people who are like, I really just want something to eat. I don't care what you give me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have money, you can give me food. And just seeing them really appreciate that and really want something and really, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to help that. And it's not like, okay, it's not about me. It's like, it's about God because He blessed me to help you, know what I'm saying? To help you do this. Because I've been there, to be totally honest.
Wow.
Like, before I came here, I was homeless living out of my car in California. Like for a good 2 months, like after graduating grad school.
How did you keep going?
God, what'd you say before when I came in? God, that big smile on your face. God, but seriously, dead ass. Like
tell us a challenging moment you had living in your car.
Not knowing if I was gonna live up to my purpose, like knowing that I had so much potential and so much talent that God had given me, and it was like okay, then why am I here? Like, if you give me all this, then this can't. But that was what kept me going. It's like, this can't be it. Like, so many people have told me that I'm talented, oh, you're great, but it's like a lot of times you don't feel that way. Like, you go through stuff and you be like, I'm not, or you start comparing yourself to other people, like that, like my shit ain't as good as that person's, not knowing they've been doing this for whoever how long, but
They're
it's
on a
still
whole nother
like
chapter.
It's like I'm not exactly like you still in chapter 2 and they in chapter 10 of a, you know what I'm saying, of a 30 chapter book, and your book is 100 chapters, and you just get not even knowing that in chapter 3, 4, and 5 God about to blow your life, you know what I'm saying, blow your mind, but you just like you're stuck in chapter 2 because you don't understand what's coming next. But it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like I did understand that God had given me so much, and I learned so much. And I was like, well, this can't be it. So it's like, okay, let me figure out, because I could have went home, like, and it's not. I don't want to get it twisted for anybody out there. Because I know people are thinking like, why your mom didn't help you? I love my mother. My mother loves me. I didn't like my mom. Kind of knew, but she knew, but she, you know what I'm saying, but. It's a lot if I didn't tell my mom, because my mom worries a lot. I'm her only child. I'm her baby. You know what I'm saying? My mom will drop everything. She'll give her last, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I'm. So if my mom would have knew.
You got a hand though, just as a black
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and but it wouldn't have. It would have been selfish of me to do that.
Wow, yeah.
So it's like I gotta do this for myself. And my mom knew some stuff, but. It was like, some stuff I didn't tell my mom. Like, it was like, it was funny because, and I love going to the movie theaters. So sometimes I cried one time because I remember that was all I did. Like, I would be living in my car. I couldn't really find work like that. So it's like, I would wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying, kind of chill for a little bit, like watch something on YouTube on my phone, drive around, and then I'll go. You watch a movie, have like $5 movies, and I'll go watch 2 or 3 movies for to take up space in the day, and then come back, you know what I'm saying, to my car, drive back to the neighborhood that I was, you know what I'm saying, living on the side of, and then park there and find movies on YouTube to watch on Netflix, or sit there and think of like different movies, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like going to a movie theater and watching a movie, then coming out and then going to my own apartment that God is blessing me with to be able to, you know what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy. That's the healing part. So it's like, okay, so now I know.
Wow, just being able to trust the process. Now it just makes you so much more grateful for the little things.
The small details, the little stuff. Just, okay, I appreciate this is, because we take a lot of stuff for granted. Like little, stuff that we really shouldn't take for granted. Like having a car, having your own place, or having a place, not even your own place, having a place. People like complain because they're living with people or have roommates. Nigga, would you rather have that or live, you know what I'm saying, be living out your car or living on the street or like living in a room where you don't know anybody else, so you just kind of like, and you don't know if anybody's gonna take your stuff or not, so it's it's
just the privilege thing. Like, we just don't understand how privileged we are at just every given moment being able to breathe like this. And I love how you mentioned about just the healing process overall. What does the healing process look like for you, especially as a black man?
What does the healing process look like for me? Yeah,
what does it take to really get healed? I know it's a never-ending journey, especially with self-love. But what does this just getting started on that process and that journey look like?
I would say recognizing, and I wouldn't say this has to be the first thing, but recognizing your flaws, forgiving yourself, forgiving other people. I think a lot of times we have a lot of hurt and pain and stuff bottled up inside of us, and it's because of other people, and we're either waiting for them to ask for forgiveness or do whatever like that, and they done moved on, you know what I'm saying, and not really, they ain't tripping about us, anything. So it's like doing that type of, you know what I'm saying, healing, you know what I'm saying, first. And then after that, I mean, you just gotta pray. You just gotta, you gotta stay prayed up, and just find people around you that really love you and support you, like for real.
I wonder, where does the self-doubt come from? Like, why do we end up being so hard on ourselves, so mean to ourselves, like lacking the self-love when we first started in the womb? Because we had so much imagination as a child, and then as the older we get, we let life just beat us up.
Yeah, I mean, because we start real, because when you're younger, you don't see life as it really is. Like, you see it for what you want to make it. So it's like when you get older, you start realizing things that you thought were, as a child, like, weren't really real. And not even like stuff like Santa Claus and stuff like that, but more like just like even as deep as racism. Like, I'll be like, man, like 10 years ago, it wasn't nothing like this. Or when I was younger, it wasn't nothing like this. It was always like this. Yeah. It just wasn't as like in our face now. Like, our eyes are open, like, oh shit. And then, I mean, with Trump being there, like, it just brought niggas out. Like, it just brought niggas out for real. But like, even before, it was like, it's always been the same, but our eyes have been like closed. When we were kids, it was like, we ain't seeing that shit. Like, we got one little white like friend Timmy, or we in class with them, or whatever like that. Or even if we're not, it's like, okay, like we ain't really tripping. Like, we see other stuff, and then we get older, it's like, okay, that's different. That's a little. Then we start really seeing stuff. It's like, wow, like what is going on? So then we just start like having to like that's when the doubt creeps in, because it's like, okay, well, if it's like this, or if I thought this person was so mighty and great and had all this strength, and then now they're beating themselves up, or they're, you know what I'm saying, like their self-doubt is getting to them. Yeah. It's like, well, what use, you know what I'm saying, what good is there for me? So we just have to change the thinking and the narrative.
It's so much power in our thoughts, in our words. And I love how you mentioned, especially of racism. I was just watching Dr. Claude Anderson, just about how the economic struggle that we are in, we don't own nothing. I was like, yo, how he was breaking it down about just slavery and how they came to get us, for us to work for them. Overall, we honestly are still enslaved, working for the white man, working for them, because we don't own anything. We're so handicapped working for other people instead of like starting our own businesses.
Yeah.
Especially in Hollywood. I would love to get your perspective on Hollywood. Why is it that we are excellent as black people? You create as a filmmaker, an editor, an actor. You have all the talent. Why are we going to knock on their door and beg them to sit with them?
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it's about money. Like, we don't have money, and the people that do have the money aren't the people who want to grow other people. You have so many people in Hollywood or just in general who are filmmakers who are like, man, if I had this money, I'll help these people out, and we need to have this, on our own, black on this and black on that. But those people don't have the money. The people who have the money aren't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? They're either selfish, or it's like, well, they got to stake in the white man's money, whatever you want to do. So it's like, there is no, we're going to spread the wealth. So it's really about funding. There is no funding for black Hollywood. There's no funding for independent filmmakers who really have the vision and really have like the art and the talent to change the narrative and make impactful films. There's no funding. So it really starts with just finding some money. That's
what's going saying about that well.
Or either making the money and then really like getting with other entrepreneurs, other people who have money, and creating something big.
That's all they did. That's all they did.
I mean, that is, but it's like a lot of people don't want to do that either.
Why do you feel like it's lacking unity in the community, especially in our...
I think it's getting better, but it's lacked before because it's like we never had it. So it's like when one person got it, and it was really selective. So you had like people like Eddie Murphy and stuff like that who like paved the way and helped a lot of people, but it's a lot of people who... It's like, well, shit, like once I get something, it's like, I ain't trying to help y'all. Like, I help my family, but helping anybody else, like, nigga, I just got this. Like, I ain't like, you want me to help you too? Like, my nigga, like, and it's, like, seriously, like, that's the mindset. Like, you want me to help you too, my nigga? Like, I work just as hard as you trying to work to get here. So why you want me to, like, help you? Instead of being like, okay, well, let me bring you on. And that's that. I mean, but it's two ways too, because you have a lot of people who ask for help but don't really want to put in the work. Yeah. It's like they have friends who are really talented, who know what they're doing, and it's like they just want to tag along and be there. Okay, I know he's gonna get big or she's gonna get big, so like as soon as they get big, I'm gonna be like, I was there, like you know what I'm saying, give me something. And if you don't, then I'm gonna make you feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Until you do. And if you don't give me enough, then make you feel even worse. So it's like it's two ways of just, you got to have the right people around you.
You mentioned that earlier about that is like a key component to really making it and prospering out here. How do you identify who's real and who's fake?
I think it's a feeling. People say energy, vibes. Like, I mean, you can definitely tell that. Just watching, you have to like. I'm very observant. Like, I don't talk a lot, to be honest. Like, if people engage with me, I talk. I be myself. Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'll rap, be goofy, like whatever, like that. But if I'm going to somewhere or we're going to like a event or whatever, I'm just chilling, just looking. If people ask me questions, like, I'm definitely like, I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. And I'm not shy. People ask me questions and talk, then I'll talk and engage. But I'm not just like, oh hey, I'm Jamal. Like, I'm an actor, film, a director. Like, who's trying to do something? Like, it's a lot of people who are like that. And like, that's a cool personality to have. But I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I'm goofy. I'll be myself. I'll be free. But I'm not coming in like that. I'm coming in like, okay, let me peep the room.
Yes.
Because you never know. And then it's like you'll have some people who, and you got to watch for who doesn't clap and who claps for you when you have your wins. Ooh. And like their responses, like it's a lot of responses people have given me, and I don't say a lot of things. I just peep it like, okay, I'm like, all right. Or you be like, you know what I'm saying, oh, I just got this audition, or I just got this, you know what I'm saying, booking. Yeah, people be like, oh, congratulations, what was it? That's dope. Some people, how'd you get that?
How'd you get that?
Oh, really? Did your agent get that for you? What is it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Because know they want your spot for
it. Or it's like they don't understand why you're getting blessed, or they don't know your story. So they think that because they just met you or they see whatever on Instagram that they know your story. So they think that, oh, when you get blessed, well, you're not really an actor. Like, you be shooting people's films. You be doing it like, you don't act. Like, I do this. Like, I've been acting. That's all I do is act. I've been acting for 10 years. Like, I've been in Atlanta acting. Acting. And I got an agent.
It's hard.
How do you get that part? It's like, nigga,
like,
Jesus.
Especially like when you are really like cool with actors, though. How can you tell if they really real or not?
No idea, because I don't really have. I mean, I have friends out here, but I don't really have. Like we talked about this earlier. I have friends, but I don't have friends. I don't have a tribe.
What makes someone a friend for you?
What makes someone a friend for me? A lot of people base friendship off of years of knowing them. Like, I've known you all my life, so you're my friend. I've known you for 10 years. So
that can be like the worst type of.
And yeah, like
they can be stabbing you the most.
I could have met you 2 weeks ago and you could be a better friend to me than somebody I've known, you know what I'm saying? And it's really about like, if you're supporting me, like, what do you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like your vibe, your energy, like because a lot of people, you just know like if they want your spot or not, like you said before, like people who support you and are really there for you, when you win, it's a win for them too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or they're doing their own stuff to where they're winning their own field. So it's not competition. Like a friend, it should be any competition. It should be like, boy, nigga, you got what? Oh, we in there.
Hey, let's celebrate.
What? Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you never know what people are thinking. Like, somebody could be like, man, once I get this, like, I'm bringing everybody, you know what I'm saying, that was there for me on. But you remember the responses. You remember who was really excited for you and who was like, oh, okay, that was cool. Yeah. So what we gonna do? And just change the subject. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's just like I don't think there is any like set guidelines about, you know what I'm saying, if somebody's really a friend. It's about really just seeing them for who they are and like being real. But I would say for me, like, support, somebody that you can call and just do stuff with, whether it's grab food or just, you know what I'm saying, come over and let's have movie night or game night, or I'm going through some shit, can I call and talk, or I just need you to listen, or I need to vent, or, you know what I'm saying, that just like, if you can't do that with them because they're too busy or they need to do something, or I don't really know what to say, or just like, nigga, just sit there and just take it,
just listen,
and
that's all. Like, I just need your ear right now.
Like, I just need to go off, because other than that, I'll be talking to myself and I'm thinking I'm crazy, but I can do that, which is cool, but it'd be great if I could have you there, you know what I'm saying, so, or just somebody like, hey, I'm about to come over. Like,
that's all
you see shit like that in TV and in movies, you be like, oh, I know nigga. But it's like, to have that in real life is like, would be amazing. To be like, I'm coming over, or like, it's your birthday, we about to surprise you, or we gonna do this, or people be like, oh, it's my birthday all month. Nigga ain't never had that.
Right.
My birthday's been on the 13th.
On the 13th, what?
Every year, November.
Oh, it's coming out. Oh,
yeah, it just has. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like it's never been like, oh, it's a birthday weekend or birthday week, or you know what I'm saying, like that's like friendship, or just, you know what I'm saying, just having that, you know what I'm saying, there, I'm gonna surprise you with doing stuff. So that, I mean, that's friendship with me.
That's dope. And how you mentioned about some people are concerned, like, why are you getting blessed and not me? But that can just be the favor over your life that God has planned for you.
Yeah.
You being obedient behind the scenes,
Exactly.
while other people not doing it.
Exactly.
And I would love how you mentioned earlier about comparison, especially in this era that we're living in right now. It's like social media, we get right on and we just out here just comparing our lives to another person, but we don't know what type of demons they fighting, what they doing behind the scenes.
Exactly.
What do you tell yourself so you don't let social media play with your psyche at the end of the day?
That it ain't real. I mean, I've never been, I guess, to that degree, the person that's been like, let social media like, or compare myself really, like that type of part. It's more been like, okay, I know I have the talent to do this. I see stuff on TV, like, nigga, that is horrible. Why? Yeah. If they can get on, then why is my, you know what I'm saying? But it's also about, you have to do the work and just believe in yourself. They believed in themselves. That's why they're on TV, because they did it. They didn't question themselves. They didn't say, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. They was like, I got a dope idea, and they had people who supported them around them saying, that's dope, let's do it, and we're gonna write it and get it done. Where you're questioning yourself when God gave you the idea and gave you the dialogue, and you're like, okay, is it good? Hey, I want you to read this. Is it good?
Dang,
can you read this? Is it
right?
good?
They don't see the vision, though.
Exactly. Then you're getting people saying, oh, that's okay, but change this. Now you're changing what God gave you. Saying now you're, and now it takes 3 months, because now you know that's not right, and it's like, that's not right. Why is that not?
You should have
just. Like, you just wrote it, just do it.
You should have just followed your intuition.
Yeah, like you know how to do it.
So how do you get to the point where you just gotta trust yourself? How did you get there and get so confident?
I'm still getting
there. It's truly a process, like getting confident within yourself.
There is no, I don't think there is no, I mean, maybe people get there where it's like, I'm there, but I'm still getting there. Like even through the successful things or like doing stuff, I just push myself through it. But for me, myself, I'm like, other people might think that, oh, that nigga's there, or that he's confident. And to a certain degree I am, and in certain aspects I am, but some stuff I'm not confident at all. Like some stuff I'm just like, I like question myself a lot, and like it's just like but on the day or at that time, it's like I'm not gonna like quit, or I'm not gonna leave, or just try away from it. I have to do it, and then it goes back. Okay, well, I've been in film school. I know what I'm doing. I know shots. Like I know, okay, what looks good. Then once I get into it, it's like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm in it.
Wow.
So it's really like, I think. Let me not say that. People like, you know, you'd be like, Will Smith said this, and somebody quoted this, and you said, I don't know what that nigga said. He said something about, on the other side of fear is like your destiny. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's like people think that it's like, oh, I'm so fearful of this, but it's like once you cross that fear, it's like, oh, nigga, like what? Like everything that you dreamt of is on the other side of fear. Yeah. So it's like once you do it, and I've had that happen so many times, but still, every time something comes up, I'm like afraid, like, oh my goodness, like, okay, can I do it? I'm like, okay, I can do it.
That's the devil be trying to talk to us, because fear is an illusion.
Yeah, all the time, definitely, for sure. Because they know that you're gonna succeed if you do it. But if I can stop you from doing it in your mind, it starts in your mind. If I can stop your mind from thinking that you can do it, then your body is not gonna follow. Your body is gonna make up some excuse to not do it.
And that's the thing. We got to get in control of our thoughts, our mind, so we can conquer anything. The quote that someone said was, it's either you can or you can't. Either one is both right.
I just saw it. That
was fire. That was
like
fire.
You can or you can't. Either way, either thought is right. And it's going to manifest itself.
Yes.
If you think you can, you're gonna do it. You can do it.
You can.
If you think you can, then you can't do it at all. And there's nothing that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna help you do that if you don't think you can do it.
Yeah, it is truly on God's timing, because it might not happen when you want it to happen. Mm-hmm. Just trusting that if you are planting those seeds, if you are doing daily activities to pursue your goals that God has placed within you, it's bound to happen now. But you know how people just is in a rush, and I'm like, what's the rush? Yeah. What be the rush?
I mean, it just depends on what they rushing to get. As far as like trying to be successful, or just
Yeah, honestly, like just like what are you rushing for? Like people like, oh, I gotta be a millionaire before I'm 30. Like they be having these criterias on their life.
Yeah, I think people got to break out of that. I think everybody had like one of those like I need to be this by I'm 30. I want to be married by I'm 30. I need to be this, and that's. I mean, so for some people it works, but for a lot of people, it's like they realize like, oh, that's not gonna happen, and either they realize it like that, like, oh, okay, that's not gonna happen, or it's like, oh my God, it didn't happen. Then they have like this whole mental breakdown because it's like I'm not married by 25 or 30, and no man wants me or no woman wants me.
Oh
my
God,
like, calm down.
No, that's crazy because like in childhood. Some women in my age really thought that they were going to be married at 25. Like, I guess that was like the expectation in society. And now, like, some people really think they're a failure if they don't make a certain deadline that they made on their life.
Yeah. Because people don't understand. I mean, when you're younger, you think that certain ages are really old. Like, when you're younger, you're like, nigga, 30? Oh, my. Nigga, if I'm not married by 30, Jesus. Or successful by 30, I'm not.
Right.
What?
That's like, really
nigga,
young.
Like, 30 is not. I still think I'm really old, to be honest. I'm only 33, but it's like, no, I'm young.
I was just saying that, how we were just talking about power of the tongue, power of the words. That's just an excuse that they try to place in society for us.
So it's just like there is no age limit on success. Or you can be however. You know what I'm saying? However age and still be successful. It's just about doing the work.
Yeah, you already know, like, how you got to be, like, about 80 years old to be the president. Like, that's the age limit. You really got to be, like, 80 years old. That's crazy, though, man. That's incredible. Just how much work have accomplished in the entertainment industry, moving from Ohio to Atlanta, making things happen?
I've done a little bit. I mean, I've done stuff like independently. So I've done like a lot of like short films and stuff. I have my own video production business, so I've done like a lot of events for companies and promos and commercials and shot weddings and stuff. But
that's incredible.
I mean, that's what I want to do. More. I mean, it's not even about like the resume, but I do want to do more stuff in the industry because that's how you network and get to where it's like where you want to go.
Where do you want to go?
My goal is to be a director of film and television.
You are.
I mean, I am. Definitely for sure. Like, I've been that for a minute, but it's like, but as far as like, and I guess you say in the industry, but to have it be seen by millions of people. You know what I'm saying, to make that impact.
Yeah.
Because it's like at the end of the day, even if one person is impacted by it, then that's great. But to have like, it's like I've seen shows like This Is Us, like All American, where that hit in certain ways because I've been through those certain things of not having a father, of, you know what I'm saying, all the different stuff. So it's like to make shows that hit people differently because they experience those things, or to make people, it's like shed a new light, people who don't know about that struggle or that race or nationality or what they've gone through, and then still make them feel and make them see people differently in the real world. Because at the end of the day, TV is not real.
Tells lies to the vision.
You know what I'm saying? It's not real. Movies aren't real. All stuff like, you know what I'm saying? But if you can make the impact to where you can take something that's not real and make somebody that is real have an impact in their real life and in their real world, go out and make different, you know, saying, choices, then that's powerful.
That is powerful. I love that. That's what type of art you want to impact on other people, not just some timeless art that will never go out of style, and it's so necessary. It's
classic stuff.
I love how you praise your mother and you give her so much love, her flowers now. How was it growing up without a father?
And I think on that because I know the answer, but I think on that because usually the typical answer is like, oh, it was difficult, it was tough. But if I really think about it, we had tough times, but it wasn't tough because my mother was strong. And my mother was, you know what I'm saying, was there. And, you know what I'm saying, of course, God, but it was like she carried us, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, when I was younger, it wasn't like, oh my God, Mom, my dad's not here, or where's my dad? Like, we're going through so much stuff. It was like, no, like I was I wasn't tripping because I wasn't really thinking about it because my mom was there, and you know what I'm saying, as long as I'm with my mom, I'm good. Like, she's taking care of me, we're laughing, having fun. She's in a jazz band, I'm going to her concerts, we're singing, we're in a choir, like, it's like we're good. When I got older, it was like, okay, now now I'm noticing because my friends, I'm going to my friends' houses and they have families, and their families consist of 2-parent households, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't have a dad in my house. Oh, okay, where is my dad? All right, and then it's like, oh, okay, my dad has, okay, all right, and then meeting him for the first time at 9 years old.
Wow.
And then figuring out that I had a sister that I've never met.
Wow.
So just, I mean, it was tough times because after that, then it's like, okay, well, why isn't he there? Then you have those talks. You start getting older. And it's like, well, what? And he's okay. Now he's not. Why isn't he calling? Why isn't he, like, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy's dad, who's actually in the picture. And you start asking yourself, am I this way? Am I messing up in school because I don't have a father? Am I doing this because I'm a father? Am I because I'm a father? And then once I had to realize that, no, like, I'm exactly, you know what I'm saying, that God had me exactly how I was supposed to be. And that I realized that he wasn't supposed to be in my life. That wasn't his purpose.
Yeah.
He fulfilled his purpose when he had me.
Yep.
That was it.
Got you here.
Yeah, and it's not any shade or any, like, disrespect. It's like, that was his, because he doesn't know how to be a father. That wasn't his purpose.
Wow.
Because if he was my father and was in my home, I wouldn't be the man I'm supposed to am today. And that's not and not in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't be able to teach me the things that I should have, you know what I'm saying, been taught.
So what have you learned from your absent father? I know you probably learned so much.
Just, I would say knowing how to be there, and knowing the feeling that I don't want my kids to have. So it's like, I know for a fact I'm never gonna, you know what I'm saying, abandon them or leave them or do anything like that. So it's really about just finding the right woman, because for me it's like, once I get married, there is no divorce. And not like in a controlling
way. Right.
Not in like you ain't going nowhere, but it's more like I want the love to be so strong that there is no thought of it. You know what I'm saying? Even if there are hard times or, you know what I'm saying, arguments, whatever like that, at the end of the day, we're not going to bed mad at each other. We're not, you know what I'm saying, because I don't like arguing anyway. So it's like to make jokes out of it, or, you know what I'm saying, but to still address the issue. You know what I'm saying, and make sure that the issue is addressed and that it's, you know, taken care of. But then, you know what I'm saying, to laugh about it and to know that the love is still there. Like, I want that. Like, I want my kids to see 2 parents that love each other and not 2 parents on different holidays.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's different for me.
That's communication right there, because I feel like we're in an era that gives up so quick.
Oh, yeah.
They feel like you got so much options out there, but if you got a good one right by your side, hold on to that. Hold on tight. And I love how, as well, you read. You're a reader, and especially you read Devon Franklin's books.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The one that stuck out to me, I read The Wait.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on celibacy?
I believe that. So, okay, and not ask me another question, but ask me that in a different way. When you say, what are your thoughts on celibacy, what are you asking me?
The power in celibacy. Have you?
I think it's a lot of power.
Talk about the power in celibacy.
It allows you to throw a lot of things off the table as far as, like, when you go in. Like, I think a lot of people hold a lot of weight in sex. So it's kind of like, you get nervous and it's like, oh my God, and is it gonna be good? Am I gonna be good? And then if it's not good, do they still like me? And then some people equate that off of, well, I'm not about to be like that. That nigga was weak, or she was because then it's like, I don't want to be with you if your sex is bad. I don't want it, but it's like, do you know the person?
Right.
Like, do you know the personality? And I totally understand that part. But it's like, once you know the person, and once you guys get to that part, if you're in love or know the person, that, I wouldn't say that's not gonna matter, but you're gonna be able to get through that, because you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like, either work at it, like learn, teach. So that's the power of love, because you want to be able to do that with your partner. It's not about like, oh, you're bad, I'm gone. It's like, oh, okay, let me show you how I like to be pleasured. Let me show you how to satisfy me.
Yeah,
and your partner will be like, okay, bet, because I want to pleasure you, so let me listen and let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is the power of that. But if you give it up and you like, I mean, and if people want to do that, that's on them. But I'm saying from experience and from other stuff, it's like if you give up right away, then it's like, okay, all right, what's next now? And then or if it's like, if I don't really like you or know you or don't, it's like, all right, well.
Yeah, you know, right now they are promoting like booty calls and just hitting and quitting. Yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is buy her a bag and she gonna lay it down on you. And
that's how a lot of females are. But it's a lot of females who are not like that. It is a lot of it's a surgeon of females who are just like, nope. And it's not even about being celibate. It's more about just like waiting for the right person. And it's more, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? Because when I guess that's celibate to a certain extent, but usually when I think of celibate, it's like people are being celibate until marriage. It's like, I'm waiting until marriage. And it's like, I understand that too, but it's a lot of times people are just like, you know what, I'm waiting for the right person. That's how a lot of females are now. It's like, it's not really about like, of course I want to get married. It's not about waiting until marriage. It's about knowing that you're knowing that you're not a fuck boy. Mm-hmm. Knowing that you really love me for me and you really want to court me and date me and love me and see every side and facet of me and still be like, okay, I want you, I choose you. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I can give you me. Yeah. Because I know that you're not going to take me for granted. You're going to love me and can't, you know what I'm saying, and handle me with care. But a lot of times people just want to, let me get some and then I'm out. Or let me get some because, you know what I'm saying, it's not really meaning anything to them. It's like, I can be with you for 2 or 3 years and be and getting it, but I don't really love you. I cannot really care for you because I can be cheating on you, doing other stuff like that. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's messing up you. It's messing up your aura. And then a lot of women like go through that, and then I wouldn't say they shut down, but they gave everything to that man who didn't appreciate them. So now they are kind of shut down. Because they talk about love and how much they want it, and they have all these memes on Instagram, and I want this, and I'm single, I want it, But then when somebody try to say something to them, or I just want to do this, like, nah, nigga, I'm good. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. And it's like, well, when are you ever gonna find love? You don't never give a nigga a chance, like anybody. Nope, I don't want. But it's like, but if it's because they've been hurt, and it's not even about he's not the right person. It's just about, no, I don't trust you because I've given myself to somebody before and they hurt me.
Yeah, that's one thing you gotta hold tight. I feel, especially ladies, you gotta hold tight. You don't need to give all of yourself like that. You can give yourself to a certain extent, but it's the power in protecting your heart. Because how do you know if someone's really right for you?
I mean, that's a hard question. That's why you can't, I wouldn't say give your all or give everything until you really know. And I think you know once, like, given parts. Because it has to be a two-way thing. Like, you can't expect somebody to really trust you and give them, you know what I'm saying, like, give them 100%, you not give 100%. So it's like you got to meet them halfway, but at the same time, you give them parts and you see what they do with it. I'm going to give you a part of me and see what you do with it.
Yeah, I was just learning about how people think like, okay, let's give 50-50 when it's really supposed to be, let's give 100-100.
Exactly. Let me give you, but that's the whole thing with trust. It's like, and with that too. So it's like, how do you give 100, you know what I'm saying, percent of yourself, or give 100 if you're still trying to guard your heart and protect yourself and be like, well, I just want to see. It's like, it's a lot of times it's about taking risks. But I think both thoughts are right. Like, if you want to guard and protect your heart and give parts to you, then you're right, because it's about you. But then sometimes some other people got to take the risk. Like, you got to give 100% of yourself to know. Yeah. Because some people, you have some people who give themselves and it's like, you know what, I'm good on love. And then some people who give themselves and get hurt, but then still have that belief, like, I know love is out there, like, I still believe in it. And that's because they just take risks and they know that, you know what I'm saying, they know that it's out there and they really want to find it. So.
And then you know how you gonna find it? Right in here. That's how you
find yourself. Find yourself first. Love yourself
That's
first,
exactly
baby.
how you gonna find it.
But that's how it is. That when you love yourself, you know yourself, and that's really the discernment part. Like when you said, "How do you know? How can you tell people?" It's like when you love yourself and know yourself, you know what you want, you know what you need, you know if somebody's not giving that.
Yeah, and nobody's taking the time to know themselves. Like, we out here skipping steps. Like, they feel like, oh, I gotta find love in order for that to complete me. When it's reality, you got to complete yourself first. You got to become whole within yourself before you just get out in the field. You're going to break a leg.
Right.
Break a leg, break your heart.
Everything.
It's all bad right there. And that's just going back as well, just the healing process of it all. It's truly just this journey. What do you think about this journey we're living in? What is your meaning of life? Yeah, we taking it that deep. Because I be asking, like, what is this meaning? Like, why are we here? Because we not just here to just pay bills and die, like how they set it up for us to be.
When we're here for other people. I think that's the ultimate thing, is like we're here to help other people.
Yeah.
And like I think that goes for everybody. Like even the people that we help, like in some area of their life, they're, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna help somebody else.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, whether it's grown, you know what I'm saying, whether it's being helped and then changing their whole mindset in their whole life, and then now their whole purpose is to, you know what I'm saying, help people. Like that started with you helping them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think our mission and our, you know what I'm saying, purpose is to help people, but in that process, like God gives us blessings to fulfill our own desires and to help our families, stuff like that too. So it's about finding that
balance. Wow, this was amazing. This was amazing. You know, before we close, I want to play a game with you.
Oh man.
Fill in that bag. So it's like fill in the blank.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it and you're gonna finish the sentence.
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
Characteristics of a king. You a king? You a whole king out here?
Of a king. Is it like a certain amount, or you just like just?
Oh, please name all of them.
I don't know all of them.
We need them for the brothers.
Characteristics of a king. Wow. Respect for yourself. Respect for women. Most definitely. I think that really that I could keep. I mean, I could say some stuff, but I'm trying to
elaborate more because, you know, a lot of men are lacking morals, character, integrity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that they weren't taught it. They didn't see it, and I think society has played a big role on like bashing those type of men. But it's like you gotta love them and care for them, and then just try to show them the way. Now, people who don't want to like take heed, then it's like, okay, my nigga, you just do your own thing. But a lot of times, people, like, if you don't offer the help to, you know what I'm saying, to show them the right way, then you can't really like judge them.
Yeah.
So I think it's really about like they need to see that, because a lot of men didn't have fathers growing up, so they can't see respect for, you know what I'm saying, for women if they didn't see it, or if they had men who beat their mothers, or if they didn't have a father, so when they're on the street and they got love from the homies on the street, so what they're doing is trashing women or just having sex or whatever like that. So it's like that's what they see and they grew up in. So it's like, yeah, that whole mental state of respecting women, respecting yourself, like knowing how to talk to women, and not even like in relationships, but just in general, like speaking to women in general, you know what I'm saying? So all that comes from growing up and from learning different things. So
that's so unfortunate how most of our households were not two family households, and just the separation within black love. Like it's so imperative that we learn from that and we come back stronger than ever, because that was their plan, to keep us away from each other. They didn't want us to flourish together.
Oh yeah, they already knew. They already knew. You got a strong black man and a black woman together, like,
oh, come on,
supporting each other and building and doing stuff and running businesses and doing like, and then they have children and teach them like
that's generational curses right there, or breaking generational curses.
All that, and that's what I'm trying to do. So
yeah, I'm telling you, because that's the only way out of it. That's the only way if we come together, because they want us to be out here bashing men. It's like battle of the sexes right now. Do you feel that tension, or is it just me?
Yeah, no, I feel it. Yeah, they want it to be like this against that, and black men versus black women, and black men is supporting black women, and black women are doing this.
We got a chant, protect black women now. This is like, dang, they really got us.
Versus dark skin, like all type of stuff. So
it's deep, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's deep. Oh, the next one is black love. So tell us what that. How you was just saying it, but come on, elaborate more.
All right, so what you want to know about black love?
What is it? Just the perks about it. What does it look like? The power in it. Black love is
everything. Black love is amazing. Black love is support. Black love is laughs and giggles and just you know what I'm saying, like just nostalgia, like that feeling, like, and I don't want to say the feeling you get on Christmas because some people don't like Christmas, but the feeling you get on whatever holiday you get where you just wake up and you're just like, oh, it's like that, you know what I'm saying, like that it's that feeling, because when you have like black love and just somebody who's there who loves you and supports you, and then they know that they're black too, so they know the struggle, and it's like they know, because I've been through that where it wasn't even I had to grow in like black love or black women. Like I always loved black women, but I grew up very diverse. Like my mom wasn't like, it wasn't like, I didn't grow up in a pro-black household. It was like, you know what I'm saying, oh, you need to date a black woman and marry black. It was like, you love who you love. Like, and it was just, you just whatever. So it's like, like every race is beautiful to me.
That's
and
nice.
I've dated, you know what I'm saying, different races and stuff like that too. But it's like,
you dated a Becky.
No, I haven't dated a white woman. I'm sorry. I've dated like Mexican women, and like Italian and Ethiopian and stuff like that. But it's like, and I've had some white girls who are very attractive, but it's like, do I want to marry a white girl?
It's like, is her daddy gonna love you?
Well, that too. But it's like, could I even like, and it's not even could I bring her home to my mom, because my mom would, you know what I'm saying, would treat anybody with respect and love and whatever like that. But it's like, how would I feel? My whole thing is, especially now, is I know myself. I know myself. So it's like, how I can't, whoever I'm with, my woman, I need to be 100% confident at all times.
Yeah.
Like, of course, there are gonna be women out there who look beautiful, but in my head, they ain't gonna be as bad as you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't care if you just woke up, if your hair messed up, if you got on makeup. Like, I want to be able to look at you and be like, you are beautiful, and be good with that. So it's like, if I'm with a non-black woman and I'm out around a whole bunch of black women, can I feel confident and be like, oh yeah, this is my, you know what I'm saying, this is my wife? No, not at all.
Right.
I know that for a fact, because I would be like, especially if they're beautiful black women, oh, definitely not.
So why is it that some men, especially black men, because black men date outside their race the most?
Yeah. So it's the question.
What? Why y'all do that? Like,
why they do that?
No, because you were saying how you dated an Italian, Ethiopian.
But that's like, growing up, because that's how I was raised, and like I grew up in California, so it was like there is no. I can understand if I grew up in Atlanta and I was dating, you know what I'm saying, like white women and Mexican girls, stuff like that too. But I grew up in California. There's black women out there, but when you're surrounded by every other race, and then black women out there are dating every other race, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like everybody's like, okay, you just grow up to like, okay, you just, I like you in high school, and you're cool, like, you're cool, like, let me get to know you, and then it's like, oh, okay, but then once you get older, it's like, okay, now what's gonna fulfill me? Because when I was dating other races and doing that stuff, that was back in 2006, 7, like I was like in my 20s, like I was like wasn't even thinking about marriage. Like, of course I always wanted to get married and have kids, but that wasn't on my mind. I wasn't like, oh, I'm dating her because I know I'm dating for marriage. It was like, nigga, we in undergrad, or we like in college, or we in high school. Like, I think you look good, you hella cool, like, so it wasn't even my thought of that. But once you get older, or for me, and it's like, who do I want to have children with? Who can really carry my seed? Who can support me? Who can, you know what I'm saying, like, be there for me and know what I've been through and give me, you know what I'm saying, words of comfort? And who can I do that for? And them allow me to do it, and them appreciate that. who can I make jokes with and laugh about and talk about different black ass movies that
Right.
I've seen and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or make certain jokes or certain memes and you get it. Like, who can I do that with?
A black woman.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do I want? What do I need? Like, I need a black woman. Like, that's who I was raised. You know, that's who raised me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I can be myself around is a black woman. Like, with my mom, like, I can be myself around. I can be, you know what I'm saying? I tell her most, I won't say everything, but most, you know what I'm saying? I can tell her anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell her mostly, you know what I'm saying, most stuff. But it's like, I want to have that. I want to be able to tell you stuff and you not judge me.
Yeah.
And not in a way of not judge me, but you know what I'm saying, and take care of my bullshit. I mean, like, not judging me, but still calling me out on my shit as well.
Yes.
But support me, you know what I'm saying? And me understanding, like, not getting mad, but understanding, like, okay, you're doing that because you love me. Like, I know it might hurt right now, but it's like, I know you're doing that for a reason.
I want the best for you.
Exactly, because you know it's gonna help you in the end if I'm supported, if I'm doing the shit. Because if I'm not, then it's gonna hurt you in the end because we're connected.
Yes.
So,
and that's just how we have to be each other's peace. But realizing that how the system want us against each other, I feel like we gotta fight for each other the hardest. We gotta put our differences aside and understand that we belong together. A black woman and a black man belongs together. If not, I feel like we're going against God and just going against what God has placed for us to do. Hey, that's just my belief, honestly, and I'm sticking to it.
That's what I believe. I don't care what you believe.
I believe a black man is for a black woman, and we go through that. I feel like any other thing, y'all just forcing it. It's self-hatred. Well, let me not go in.
That's so deep. That's hilarious.
Man, no. How? Okay, last fill in the bag. How do you tap into your spiritual bag? So finish the sentence like, how I tap into my spiritual bag.
My spiritual bag. How I tap into my spiritual bag. Wow. I would say prayer. I think that's like really powerful. Like prayer and the power of words, like speaking your destiny, speaking like what you want to happen. Because feelings and emotions are great liars. So a lot of people like speak what they feel and speak how they feel at the time, or like it's like I feel bad, so I'm gonna say that, and if you keep saying that, it's what's gonna happen, or it's not gonna happen because of this, and I can't do this. Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna happen. You can't do it.
Yeah.
But even if you feel bad and you speak the opposite, and you just keep speaking the opposite, then eventually, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna happen.
Yes.
So, they had like some type of study, like they said, like even if you're mad or whatever like that, you can smile. You know what I'm saying? For like, even if it's fake, like your brain doesn't know it.
Don't know it.
Your brain just, you know what I'm saying, knows that you're fake smiling, or just, you know what I'm saying, oh, okay. But if you do that for long enough, you know what I'm saying, that it either you're gonna laugh because you're gonna feel stupid, or it's gonna really make you smile, but you're gonna take it away from however you were feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like everything is like a mental thing.
It is a mental.
So yeah, I think like definitely staying prayed up and praying and being prayerful, and not even like on your knees type prayer, like I got on my prayer closet, but just praying all the time.
In the car?
Like, anytime, like, you know what I'm saying, like just even saying, whether you see somebody, saying a small prayer for them, or praying, or like about, you know what I'm saying, transportation, like just praying, just in general, your eyes open, wherever you are, like your prayers are not getting negated because your eyes aren't closed, your hands aren't like this, like you can pray however you want to pray. So just staying prayed up, and then just speaking positive words out of your mouth.
That's deep. That is so dope. And this talk was so incredible.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. So how can we stay connected with you? What you got coming up?
I have a short film that I'm writing that's about protecting black women, actually. And then I have a pilot that I wrote that I want to pitch to different networks, so I'm working on that. And I want to start production on that like at the beginning of the year. But other than that, I've just been like shooting little stuff. But I mean, you can keep connected with me on Instagram. That's usually where I'm at.
That's where you hang out at?
That's where I'm at the real J Scott.
Dude, you on Facebook too?
I am on Facebook. I mean, I post some stuff there, but I really be on Instagram.
What about Twitter?
I know. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I don't mess with Twitter.
I sleep on Twitter, y'all. Twitter never traded on us. Like, Instagram? What you think about like the new Instagram updates and stuff like that?
I don't be messing with them. I mean, they cool. Like I just like the regular Instagram. But I've never been a Twitter person. I don't think I've ever been a Twitter person. I was more like MySpace when I was out, and then like Instagram came out and really just took over everything. But yeah.
No, but like Instagram's updates though, how they change the shop button around.
Oh yeah, no, that I never liked that because they took away my music button for a minute.
And then
like,
what
I
about
play music or just like a whole bunch of stuff? So I don't like the new updates, but yeah.
And the algorithm.
I don't like none of that, but I like the familiarity of like seeing pictures and seeing people's posts, and because that's where most of the stuff or people that I follow are in the industry, like on Instagram. On Facebook, it's more like family, friends from back home, or like that I went to college with and stuff like that, which is cool. But yeah, I'm mostly on
Instagram. That's where we can catch you. What about any short films that we can watch? You got it streaming on YouTube or anything?
The only one that I have there now is my film Kings, and that's on YouTube. So you can type in Kings short film, and that'll pop up.
Awesome. So. Oh, thank you so much for joining Bag Talk Session, Jay.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tapping into another Bag Talk Session. We're going to be back at it with another one. Peace.